For this session, we have a special guest from Thailand, Mr. Nutafut Intrarut, Director of Siam Semen Group, also known as SCG atau Semen SCG, Bapak Ibu, sebagai pembicara and for the moderator we have Mr. Dodi Tricahyono PhD, a lecturer from Telkom University. Mr. Dodi, can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dodi.
Yes.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. Because we have a limited time, I'm just gonna let you to guide our program until we meet again in the end of session. Is it okay? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dodi. Mr. Nutafut.
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. I'm just gonna let Mr. Dodi here to guide our program. I will quit until we meet again in the end of the session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Farhan. Good morning to everybody. I think we have the same time with you, yeah, Mr. Fatut in Nutafut, yeah, from Thailand. You are in Bangkok, or where are you?
Right now I'm in the headquarters office of ACG at Bangkok.
At Bangkok, okay. Okay, welcome and thank you very much for you to attend our invitation today. This is, I think, every semester in third weeks we invite business people from around the world. Okay, now thank you very much for coming in this session. So before we begin with the session, with the talk, I want to introduce you. So first of all, I want to introduce myself first. My name is Dodi Tricahyono. I'm the moderator of this session. I'm one of the lecturers in the MM program. So Mr. Nutafut Intarode is now the Director of Sustainable Development at SCG, Siam Semen Group. His education is starting with bachelor's degree from Chiang Mai University, right? Okay, yes. In petrochemical and polymer, and then the Master of Science. He graduated from Portland State University, Engineering and Technology Management. And also he attended a lot of management program, yeah, from big name, yeah, Wharton School, Yale, also Harvard Business School and Duke University. Okay, I think today Mr. Nutafut want to share with us some of what he is doing now, yeah, in environmental social governance. I think it's quite new topics, yeah, in managing the company. The topic is ESG journey of SDG Thailand. So we have time, I think limited time, yeah, until 12. So I think you can manage, I think 20 minutes if you I suggest 20 minutes for the talk, and then we have 20 minutes until 12.
Yeah, I can manage it.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Nutafut.
Yep. Thank you very much for your introduction. And everyone can see my slide that I show?
Yes, we can.
Yes. This is our head office in Bangkok. I'm worked with SDG for 27 years, and right now I'm working in the Sustainable Development Director at SDG Corporate. About our company, right now SDG has the age around 109 years already, and next year it will become 110. We start from the business in 1975, and we also like a number one in ASEAN that big conglomerate in Thailand route. And right now we have the workforce around 58,000 employees around Asian. And right now we call ourselves like an Asian Plus. We have the operation start from Thailand, go to Cambodia, go to Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Laos, and Myanmar, and also Philippines right now. And we also have the footprint in Europe, in Portuguese, and also in China and India as well. The three common business right now composed of the first one that we start is cement, and after that we expand to the downstream in building material. That is the first group of business that we have right now. And the second group is the petrochemical business. And the third one is the packaging business. Just transform the business itself from selling paper in the past and convert the business into the solution business that we call ourselves SDGP or packaging business for the solution business. Our footprint right now, as I mentioned, we call ourselves like Asian Plus. We start from Thailand, and after that we expand our business, cover almost every country in ASEAN except Brunei. And on the right side, you can see our rater as a global rater that rating us like a DJSI or CDP or MSEI or FTSE. We are right now in the journey of the global rater already. This year, we got the award from DJSI. We are in the number one in the construction sector that just announced last month. As you know, right now, the world is not the same in the past anymore. We confessed with the COVID pandemic for 3 years ago, right? But COVID is still with us for today. And right now, you can confess that the COVID pandemic transformed itself to the other breed already. So we are in the crisis of COVID, but not the like a more negative impact like in the past. But we still in the COVID pandemic. And at the same time, we also in the high inflation rate. So you can see two crises already that we confess. With this, the world is not the same anymore, the same as in the past anymore, as I mentioned. So we also confess with the big flooding. Also in Thailand right now, we have the big flooding in many places in Thailand, but we have to pass it. This is the effect from the climate change, right? So with this, you can see a number of challenges. It's like a crisis over the crisis. It started from COVID 3 years ago, and after that, during COVID crisis, we confessed with the supply disruption. After with the inflation, recession, and with the big wave, it come up with the climate change. This is the challenging that every business, every people around the globe confess it right now. So why ESG is our survival path, not just the choosing path that we have to choose, but it's about the long-term survive that we would like to move. So SDG just implemented and announced the pathway to achieve the long-term growth. The first one that we announced is about the net zero in order to tackle with the climate change that everyone around the globe confesses. And so this is the thing that we have to move on. So we announced about the net zero pathway to achieve by 2050. That is the first one in ESG 4+ that we announced last year with the analysts. The second one is about the growth green. With the growth of the low carbon economy or green economy, so we have to capture this one in order to adjust our portfolio right now from the high carbon intensity to the low carbon intensity. So the growth green is the most important one that we now move on. The third one is about we have to help the society to reduce the inequality that emerges around the operation that we have in ASEAN. So inequality is the other issue that society right now confess in every country. And we can do everything by ourselves. We have to collaborate not just for the private sector, but we have to collaborate with the government sector around the globe, around Southeast Asia as well. The most important thing that we try to move on, we have to move on everything based on trust to transparency. So the part of the good governance is so important for the business sector to move on, especially SCG as well. We have to move on everything based on this one. With this one, as I mentioned, how we tackle in each crisis that we confess, we have to make a transition based on the energy transition, the product transition, the process transition, in order to shift the market and regulation transition in order to in line with the trend that emerged on this group that I call green and low carbon society, green and low carbon market, right? But at the same time, Mother of Nature is quite important to us. So we have to help each other to halt and levers for their deforestation. We can bring the CO2 down from the atmosphere to the earth with this one. But in order to help to make this transition happen, innovation and technology pathway is so important to help every industry sector to move on following the pathway that I just portrayed to you. I would like to elaborate more how we move on through the net zero transition. SCG already created a pathway to achieve the net zero already, but announced 20% reduction in the mid run by 2030. But for the long run, we will use a number of technologies that develop based on this work to make this pathway happen. This is quite important. Every industry sector should have the pathway to achieve net zero. So if we have a number of pathways from every sector of business, I really believe that the net zero pathway, the net zero emission of the business can be happen every sector of the business around the globe. So this is the other example that we done already around 30 years. This is the picture of our plant in the northern part of Thailand in the past. It's quite no forest around the plant. But when we set up the operation plant in the northern province 30 years ago, we start bit by bit, and then we start to crop the tree around the plant. This is the latest picture that you can see. This is also one of initiatives that we would like to expand to other operations around the Southeast Asia that we have operation as well by being the best practice that we already achieved in the past and present to expand this initiative to other operations that we have in other countries except Thailand. This is the other pathway that we move on. It's about the growth green. We already set the pathway that we have to achieve about 67% of our revenue stream by 2030 come from the SCG Green Choice. And the other thing is about the recyclable material, right? We announced that 100% in the packaging business must come from the recyclable material. And the other thing is about the renewable energy. This will help us to achieve the growth green in the longer term that we would like to achieve the net zero in 2050. And also, this is the other showcase that we show in our plan. We start from our plan before we process to other operations around Southeast Asia. This is the solar floating bit that we equipped in one of our cement plants in the middle part of Thailand. And as I mentioned, the Go Green is a key thing that we would like to move toward for the second initiative based on the ESG 4 parts, right? So you can see from the screen a number of products that we develop from every business that we have, both in Thailand and in Southeast Asia market, based on this product portfolio that we already start to develop 2 or 3 years ago. But we believe that for the long-term goal by 2050 and midterm in 2030, we can convert the whole portfolio of business that we have right now to go green. And this is the other example that you can see from the picture, from the floor to the roof of the housing or building. We develop the product that the consumer and the market can select and can buy from our portfolio already. From the cement on the left and for the right side, you can see that we already developed about the product, sanitary product that we use in our house or building, or during the COVID pandemic, you have a problem with the COVID disease, right? We also have the innovation that can get rid of the COVID that dispersed in the air by using the HVAC technology for the air cleaner system, like an air scrubber in the building. This is the other area that we go to. We try to help our value chain to go green as well by using our innovation that we have in our hand and help them to go to our platform, like a Fusion platform, Plum Plus platform, or Design Connect platform, or Lockbound, in order to bring the contractor in the value chain to reskill and upskill by using the digital technology of the construction process to help them to have the new skill and can get the new job during the COVID pandemic or after the digital disruption. This is the other example that we help reskill and upskill of the contractor in the society that we have the operation. And the other key things that we have is about reduce inequality. We have a number of initiatives inside our business, but not just in our business. We expand this initiative to the community around the operation that we have as well, in order to bring someone who lose the job during the crisis to have the job again, to have the money to help their family survive during the crisis. So this is just the example of the project that we have in every operation that we have in Thailand and in other countries in Southeast Asia as well, like power of community, or we have the farming project with the agricultural industry that we have to take part in this part. And this is the other example that during COVID crisis, we help the crisis to survive, especially the front line, like a doctor, like a nurse. We support them with the innovation that we have, like a mobile isolation unit or like a mobile paper bed that we support them, or negative room that we help them to install at their frontline site. This is the other project that we have the collaboration. We try to lift up along the value chain. For example, we bring the agricultural waste back to the cement plant by using the circular economy principle to bring the lighthouse to become like a fuel in the burning process of the cement. This is another example that we bring our innovation that we have to help our value chain to lift up them with us. And as I mentioned, we can't do everything by ourselves. We have to collaborate with others, not just the private sector, but with the government sector as well by enhanced collaboration with them in order to bring them to join with our industrial sector that we have the operation to live up together with some initiative like CECI, bring the concept of the circular economy, bring in the waste from the construction back to the construction site. This is the CE principle that we have. We have the operation, we have the innovation. We bring this one to help our value chain to lift up the circular economy uh, network together. And also on the right side is about the thing that we join with the government sector in Thailand to bring them to join with the network that we have. And then we go together to lift up the industrial as a whole. This is the collaboration network that we join with the Global Cement and Concrete Association to help the society to reduce the CO2 greenhouse gas. But with this, we bring down the Thailand Cement Manufacturer Association and Thailand Concrete Association join hands together to build up the roadmap of Thailand. And we will bring this roadmap that we call Thailand Chapter to show up in the COP27 this year at Sharm el Sheikh next month. And with this, with the collaboration from global to local, we can not just help the whole society reduce the CO2 that we have the problem about the climate change, but we can help the industrial sector in the Thailand industrial sector to achieve the net zero in the long term at the 2050 as well. That is the example that we done for the initiative that we make from the collaboration. And this is the roadmap that we will announce at the COP27 with UNFCCC. You can see a number of rivers based on the 7 rivers on this one. We bring the best practice from Europe or Global Concrete Cement Association that announced in the COP26 last year. But right now, we bring it already in Thailand. But we do believe that with this one, we can expand to other countries that we have the footprint, like Indonesia, like in Vietnam or Cambodia, to build the roadmap like this for other industries, for cement industry, as the same that happened in Thailand right now. This is the announcement that we announced about CO2 reduction as an association announcement for the 1 million ton of CO2 to reduce the CO2 from the cement and concrete industry in Thailand by 2023. This is the goal that we set with the government in Thailand and announced already this year. And this is the last one that I would like to emphasize. We have to do everything based on trust to transparency. So good governance is so important to every business sector in order to build a trust between business sector, private sector, and government sector. That is the whole thing that I would like to present today. That's all. Any question from that?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mahfud. So I think we have a lot of questions. I think we hope that we still have time, yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, the first question is come from Mr. Alexander Sibanda. Yeah? For the SCG net zero transition, are there any challenges you face as the company when you implement this net zero transition?
You know, the first one is about we have to let everyone who join this roadmap see the same picture, see the same goal. That is the first one that we have to use the time to make them understand. So this is the first part. And the second part is about the data itself, right? With the single source of truth of the data, it will help everyone who involved in this pathway see the same step, see the same journey, see the same status that we have to move on together. So two key parts. And the third one is about communication. in order to let everyone stay in the same page, stay in the same status. So the communication is quite important. Three key things, but we have to move forward and we have to PDCA along the way that we move together.
Okay, thank you. And also, Mr. Alex, I hope let's answer your question. So this the second question comes from Mr. Farhan. You emphasize that SCG already adopts SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, right?
Yes.
Toward environment and business point of view. Financially talk, did SCG get value from every cost that's spent to those actions? Or are there another value that SCG gained from the Sustainable Development Program you mentioned earlier? And then when we talk about sustainability business or development, we cannot separate it from digitization or digital transformation that already spread out across worldwide. Specifically in SDG business plan strategies, what digital adoption that have been implemented and what the challenges that occur due to the transformation. I think it is three questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can answer in the like I have to say like this. I try to answer in the same picture, in the same solution, you know, because with one single bullet as a business, we have to make them impact to every aspect, right? As you asked me, the first one, we start with these key 5 levers on the right side that you can see from this one, right? We try to make everything in the same story. Like when we use biomass, right now we could face with the high price of coal, right? Without the biomass that we can find from our domestic. If we not start this like 10 years ago and increase the percentage from the 10% to 50% today, we might have a problem, right? But with this, we have to project ahead. What thing that you can achieve? What thing is a long-term goal that you would like to go, right? With this, you can come up with cost. You can come up with innovation. You can come up with a new muscle during the wrong way that you would like to move, right? So with this, you can come up with, you can achieve the lower cost. You can come up with the lower CO2 that you emit. This is the thing that we would like to make it happen by see what is the trend and using the trend to manage our pathway, right? That is the first one that I would like to answer 2 of 3 questions. And with digitalization that emerge around the globe, right? As I mentioned, single source of truth or data is quite important. So you have to use the power of platform to in line with these 5 key levers. So it is every time you have to convert from the manual things to the digitalized things, right? If you still like jot it down on the paper, it's not like fast enough, right? So the challenge is about the speed. So with the speed, you can compete with anything that emerges, any challenge that happen along the pathway, right? You can make a quick decision based on the digital platform. So digital platform will help us to see the single source of truth. And the second one, digital thing will emerge to every innovation in every part of these key levers already, right? When you use the energy efficiency, you can use the digital twin to make a simulation in order to find the optimized point of the operation. And then bring that down of the factor to key in for the operation process as a whole, right? This is another example that SCG already implement and already adopt in the process. So this is the one solution that when you make it, you can make it happen and then make it like a more and more positive impact in every aspect that you have the operation.
Okay. I want to clarify. Is SCG is public or private company?
We are in the listed in stock market in Thailand. It's a public company.
Public. Okay. Owned by government or owned by?
Owned by private, and 40% is a become of the king because we elected by king, right? But about 60% is private owner
Oh, I see. Okay.
through the stock market.
Thank you, Mr. Tahut. The next question is come from Khairul Anwar. So with those challenges, I think 4 challenges. Yeah. What SDG strategy to mitigate from to achieve more revenue, more revenue, because we know business is selling, more you sell, more you get survive. I think you can answer that question.
I would like to divide it into parts, right? You know already about the trend of net zero, the power of the net zero, right? We know already at the end game by 2050, every industrial sector in this globe try to achieve this net zero, right? So you know about the trend already. With this one, we start from inside first. We have to make our process clean by make our low carbon product, by make our green product with the low carbon process, right? We try to change it from inside first. And after that, we see about the trend that might happen in the future. It's about the green portfolio. This is the new revenue stream that we already project. About 67% is come from this portfolio, as the expert said. Green premium is the thing that we can catch up for the big revenue stream in the future. So this is the thing that we move. 2 key things: change yourself first to be cleaner. And the second thing, you have to adjust your portfolio. And at the end game, we do believe that the revenue will come.
Okay. Thank you. So we have still 2 minutes. Yeah. So do you have any digital transformation roadmap in SDG?
Actually, we have. It's based on these 5 key levers. Everything inside this activity, inside this initiative, is based on the digital things. Because right now we are in the revolution 5 of the industrial revolution, right?
Okay. Okay. So more specific in the recession, do you have any strategy to deal with the recession issue?
I'll say again, please. Sorry.
Okay. How SCG strategy in 2023 to face the recession issue? Recession, I think, economic recession. Yeah.
I see. We have to manage about the low-hanging fruit first, right? Like energy efficiency. With this, we can come up with the energy saving cost, right? With this, why we have to increase the quality of the biomass. And at the same time, we have to reduce the CO2 through the energy efficiency project. With this, we can get both, right? Both CO2, and at the same time, we can achieve for the cost. And the third thing, we have to collaborate with the government sector, ask for the green funding from the developed country to help us to lift up for the new infrastructure for the low carbon process, low carbon product. We need some help from the advancement of technology from developed countries. So why we need a collaboration?
Collaboration.
Yes, this is the answer. But right now, we collaborate with the global association like a Global Cement and Concrete Association, that they have the green funding, that they have the open innovation there, because they are in the community in the developed country. So why we bring local action to local action, like the roadmap, as I showed to you, with this one, it will come up a new technology that they have to support us. And with this, we do believe that we can achieve both for the new infrastructure that we have and the new product that we will create based on the green and low carbon products.
Okay, so one more from Antonio Joshua. Does SDG involve or educate the consumers regarding the net zero transition? I think now you move from B2B to B2C. Yeah?
Right.
Now.
So the awareness of the consumer is quite important, right? So why we start with the green choice? With this symbol, every consumer in the market will know that we create the green product to the society. And we also start to implement the label of CO2, the label of the energy that we can save, the all natural resources that we can save. This is the thing that we start to communicate to the consumer to raise the awareness. So awareness is quite important. We start from the first bullet, and after that, we can believe that it will follow through that one. It will come up with the right promising outcome that we project in the future.
Okay, I think this is last question, from
Yes, please.
Periadi. Regarding the what is the action that SCG move,
Yes.
Go green and whatever, to go to the environment safe, I think. And is there any relation with what production cost? I mean that is it the SDG achieve the low cost production to cover, or how this move become make a value for SDG? I think that's the question.
Yeah. I would like to divide into two answers. The first one, the low-hanging fruit, as I mentioned, we can take advantage from the innovation that we have right now, right? For the energy efficiency or using the biomass that we have already for agricultural waste, right? This is the cost reduction part. But for the green growth, with this one, every green growth, every CO2 reduction, it come up with the cost add up, right? With this, we have to take advantage of the other journey. It's like the green premium. As Bill Gates said, with the green premium, every consumer, every people around the globe have to involve in this one, because our ancestors, our grandfather, grandmother, or us who stay in this room enjoy with the CO2 until this now. Everyone confess with the climate change, right? But how about the next generation? This is our responsibility as well, that we have to start from our generation, right? By starting to pay back for the environment. That means after this, if we help each other to pay our money bit by bit and help our industry transform itself to the low carbon industry, low carbon society we do today, we do believe that our generation will still stay in this one world that we have.
We will
That's my answer.
we will not be blamed by our children, right?
Right, right, right.
Okay. Okay, I think we have time limits there. It's 12:05 in my watch. So thank you very much to Mr. Nutafut. It is, I think, a great insight for us. Yeah, I don't know. In Indonesia, I think this is already also become a issue. Yeah, so climate change is very big issue, I think, and this move is become, I think, what is a great issue. Yeah, that we have to talk this, and not only talk. We have to go
Action.
to this the action, yeah, for this. I think is related with SDG also, yeah,
Right.
Sustainable Development Goal. Thank you very much, Mr. Notafut, for your great inspiration for us and sharing with us. And I will go to Mr. Farhan again. Okay. Thank you very much to all of you.
With my pleasure. Thank you for it.
Okay.
Thank you very much that we have a time together today.
Yes, we are. Okay, Farhan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dodi and Mr. Knutafut. Actually, Miss Siska, the head of Magister Management Program Study, have awards for you. I will let her talk to you.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Nutafut. Finally, we meet again. Yeah, we met last week. Probably we have a little chat. And thank you very much. It's an honor to have you here. Yeah, in our Master in Management program, and your sharing is so vulnerable for us to see how a big company like your company implement environmental, social, and governance issue. Thank you so much. Actually, this is also part of our education in our topic in strategic management about corporate social innovation, and this is like the implementation of those concept, the theory. Thank you so much, Mr. Nutafut. I greatly appreciate your here.
It's my pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much and have a great day, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you once again. And Mr. Nutafut, I apologize because I don't welcome you well before because we have a very limited time. I don't want to waste your time, but this is the end of the program. So thank you for your material. We learned a lot today.
Thank you very much. Bye.